In the Bazaars of Hyderabad by Sarojini Naidu. Structure, Summary, Analysis. Hello and welcome to the Discourse. Sarojini Naidu, widely known as the Nightingale of India, was a distinguished romantic, lyric, and nationalist poet of modern India. Her work often combines musical language with vivid imagery, reflecting both her artistic sensibility and patriotic spirit. In the Bazaars of Hyderabad, published in The Bird of Time in 1912, remains one of her most celebrated poems, especially significant for NTA and English aspirants because of its cultural richness and craftsmanship. Reception and international response. The poem received warm appreciation beyond India. The New York Times, in its issue dated 27 April 1913, praised Naidu's verse for its glowing oriental color, noting that she turned the ordinary scenes of Indian life into musical and picturesque poetry. The review admired her liquid rhythm and her ability to make the bazaar appear alive with movement, scent, and sound. Such commentary highlights the early international recognition of her poetic skill. In 2005, Natation Sharda Iyer, in Musings on Indian Writing in English Poetry, praised the poem as a richly woven tapestry of the Indian marketplace, emphasizing how Naidu's sensory detail and rhythmic dialogue capture the essence of Indian culture with remarkable clarity. Structure and form. The poem is composed of 5 stanzas, each written as a 6-line stanza or sestet. This uniform 5-sestet structure gives the poem balance and order, while the question and answer pattern animates each stanza. The speaker asks questions, "What do you sell, O ye merchants?" and various vendors respond, allowing the poem to unfold like a guided walk through a bustling Indian bazaar. The poem's lyric form enables Naidu to blend musicality with cultural representation, turning a simple marketplace scene into an artistic celebration of Indian life. Meter, rhythm, and rhyme scheme. The poem carries a steady musical rhythm that mirrors the lively movement of a traditional Indian market. Although the meter is not strictly uniform, Naidu maintains a flowing cadence through balanced phrasing and repeated patterns. The rhyme scheme of each sestet generally follows a consistent ABC-BDB pattern. The second, fourth, and sixth lines usually rhyme with each other, while the first, third, and fifth lines do not follow a fixed rhyme but support the stanza's rhythm. This alternating rhyme pattern gives the poem a smooth tempo and adds to its chant-like quality, suitable for a poem built on dialogues and sensory images. Thematically, the poem is a vibrant celebration of Indian culture and craftsmanship. It portrays a self-sufficient local economy, highlighting the skill of weavers, merchants, farmers, and jewelers. Beyond its descriptive beauty, the poem carries a subtle but powerful nationalist message. By showcasing the richness and vitality of indigenous production, Naidu affirms the strength and dignity of Indian society, making it more than just a picturesque scene but a statement of cultural pride. Summary and analysis. Stanza 1, lines 1 to 6. What do you sell, O ye merchants? Richly your wares are displayed, turbans of crimson and silver, tunics of purple brocade, mirrors with panels of amber, daggers with handles of jade. The stanza opens with the speaker directly addressing the merchants of the Hyderabad Bazaar, asking, "What do you sell, O ye merchants?" This initial question is immediately answered by the speaker's own observation that their wares are richly displayed, setting the scene for a market overflowing with luxury and color. The following lines then paint a vivid picture of these exquisite goods. We are shown turbans of crimson and silver and tunics of purple brocade, items that appeal to our sense of sight with their rich, regal colors and expensive fabrics. The inventory then shifts to more delicate and decorative objects like mirrors with panels of amber before concluding with the dangerous yet beautiful items such as daggers with handles of jade. This combination of the beautiful and the lethal suggests a world that is both aesthetically refined and realistically complex. The primary literary device at work here is imagery, as Naidu creates a strong visual impression of the market's splendor. The use of rhetorical question structures the entire stanza, engaging the reader in a simulated conversation. Furthermore, the poet employs alliteration in the phrases like crimson and silver and handles of jade, which adds a musical quality to the description and enhances the lyrical flow of the lines. Stanza 2, lines 7 to 12. What do you weigh, O ye vendors? Saffron and lentil and rice. What do you grind, O ye maidens? Sandalwood, henna and spice. What do you call, O ye paddlers? Chessmen and ivory dice. In this stanza, the speaker continues their exploration of the bazaar, moving from the merchants of luxury goods to the essential vendors and workers who form the economic backbone of the market. The speaker asks three distinct groups, the vendors, the maidens, and the paddlers, what they are weighing, grinding, and selling. The answers create a tapestry of daily life and commerce. The vendors deal in staple foods like saffron, lentil, and rice, items that are vital for sustenance. The maidens grind fragrant materials such as sandalwood, henna, and spice, which are used for beauty, ritual, and cooking. Finally, the paddlers offer entertainment, calling out their wares of chessmen and ivory dice for games and leisure. The primary literary device remains the rhetorical question, which structures the stanza and creates a rhythmic conversational pace. Naidu again uses rich imagery, but here it appeals strongly to the senses of smell and taste, with sandalwood and spice, contrasting with the visual splendor of the first stanza. The poet also uses enumeration, or the listing of items, to convey the abundance and variety of goods available. This technique emphasizes the market's role as a hub for all aspects of life, from the basic needs of food to the cultural practices of adornment and recreation. Stanza 3, lines 13 to 18. What do you make, O ye goldsmiths? Wristlet and anklet and ring, bells for the feet of blue pigeons, frail as a dragonfly's wing, girdles of gold for dancers, scabbards of gold for the king. In this stanza, the speaker turns their attention to the goldsmiths, inquiring about the exquisite items they craft. The response reveals a range of products that serve both decorative and functional purposes, highlighting the goldsmith's skill and the cultural context of their work. They create personal adornments like wristlet and anklet and ring, items of beauty for everyday wear. Their craft extends to the delicate and imaginative, such as bells for the feet of blue pigeons, which are described as being frail as a dragonfly's wing. This specific image emphasizes the incredible delicacy and artistry involved. Furthermore, the goldsmiths fashion more ceremonial objects, including girdles of gold for dancers and scabbards of gold for the king, connecting their work to both performance and royal power. The stanza employs several key literary devices. The most prominent is the simile, frail as a dragonfly's wing, which creates a vivid picture of the bell's delicate lightness and the goldsmith's masterful skill. Once again, Naidu uses the rhetorical question to frame the stanza and enumeration to list the diverse creations. The imagery here is particularly rich, moving from common jewelry to the ornate and symbolic, showcasing the social importance of the goldsmith's art. The mention of items for dancers and the king illustrates how their work is integral to both cultural celebration and regal authority. Stanza 4, lines 19 to 24. What do you cry, O ye fruitmen? Citron, pomegranate, and plum. What do you play, O musicians? Sitar, sarangi, and drum. What do you chant, O magicians? Spells for eons to come. This stanza shifts the sensory experience of the bazaar from the visual and tactile to the auditory, focusing on the sounds that fill the air. The speaker questions three distinct groups who contribute to the market's soundscape. The fruitmen are heard crying out the names of their colorful wares, citron, pomegranate, and plum. Their calls advertising the fresh natural bounty available. Next, the musicians answer by naming the instruments they play, specifically sitar, sarangi, and drum, a blend of string and percussion that would create a lively and distinctly Indian melody. Finally, the magicians reveal that they chant spells for eons to come, introducing a mystical and timeless element to the scene. The primary literary device continues to be the rhetorical question, which structures the dialogue with the market's workers. Naidu uses auditory imagery throughout this stanza to immerse the reader in the sounds of the marketplace, from the vendors' cries to the music and the magical chants. The poet also employs enumeration in listing the fruits and instruments, emphasizing the variety and richness of the cultural offerings. The response from the magicians introduces hyperbole or deliberate exaggeration in the phrase eons to come, suggesting the powerful and enduring nature of their ancient practices and elevating the bazaar from a mere commercial center to a place of deeper, almost magical significance. Stanza 5, lines 25 to 30. What do you weave, O ye flower girls, with tassels of azure and red, crowns for the brow of a bridegroom, chaplets to garland his bed, sheets of white blossoms new garnered to perfume the sleep of the dead. In the final stanza, the speaker addresses the flower girls, asking what they weave from the vibrant tassels of azure and red. Their answers reveals the profound and dual role flowers play in the cycle of human life, connecting moments of greatest joy with those of deepest sorrow. They weave crowns of the brow of a bridegroom and chaplets to garland his bed, items central to the celebration of marriage and new beginnings. However, this imagery of life and love is immediately contrasted with the somber finality. The flower girls also prepare sheets of white blossoms new garnered to perfume the sleep of the dead, indicating their work in creating funeral shrouds. This stanza employs powerful symbolism and juxtaposition. The flowers themselves are symbols of both beauty and transience. The vibrant crowns and chaplets for the bridegroom symbolize love, celebration, and the beginning of life, while the white sheets for the dead symbolize peace, purity, and mortality. Placing these two powerful images side by side creates a stark juxtaposition. This contrast highlights the full spectrum of human experience present in the bazaar, reminding the reader that this marketplace is microcosm of life itself, encompassing its most joyous rituals and its most inevitable truths. So this is it for today. We will continue to discuss the history of Indian English literature. Please stay connected with the discourse. Thanks and regards.